Hello and welcome to the Valley. Today I am your host, Janet Michael. It is all about Old Town Winchester today, sitting at Winchester Brewworks. As a matter of fact, Brady Cloven sitting across the table from me. We're sitting here recording on a Wednesday, Brady, before a community meeting that we've talked about several times over the course of the last several months. But we're talking about what's happening for WINdependent Weekend. And I got to tell you, you completely, 100% totally made my day. Just a minute ago before I hit record, we were talking about all the things we want to make sure we cover. You asked me if I'd seen the holiday shopping guide. I have seen it. I've downloaded it. And I said, but I'm still old school. I would love a printed copy. And you said, oh, then you're going to get one.
Yeah.
I am so happy.
I think that's the common complaint we hear all the time, though, is I like a digital one, but I also want something in my hands that I can go through. Like, I even go back to audiobooks. Like, an audiobook is great. Sure, I can listen to it. I can look at my Kindle, too. Wonderful. You know what I like? I like to feel the pages. I like to be able to mark it up. I like to be able to tag it, which I know everybody hates.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so we'll have about 500 physical holiday shopping guides that we'll be handing out. And that's all courtesy of a bunch of sponsors that join together. So like Bridgeforth Photographics, Winchester Brewworks, Dan Whitaker, the real estate agent with Colony Real Estate, F&M Bank. So yeah. All made it happen. I went to them and I said, hey, this needs to happen because you have to be able to show people where to go.
And here's the thing about that even those of us that have lived here forever, it's not the same exact place that it was a year ago, much less 10, 15 years ago. Different shops have come in, different things have moved. One shop might be in one spot and now they're in a different.
Yep.
Christine at Winchester Book Gallery, perfect example. She's not at the end of the walking mall anymore. She is down near the center now.
Exactly.
I think it's great to be able to have something people can walk around with it in their hands.
Yeah, Christian Kane Design just moved out of the George Washington Hotel to the top of the walking mall on Loudon Street. So just having this map in there too, I think it's really cool, but I'm probably biased. But if you have a category for the type of gift that you're shopping for, right? So whether it's stocking stuffer, whether it's outdoor apparel, like it lists that out, but then gives you a map of here's where this person is on the mall. So even people who walk the mall every day, they may not know where things are, but especially the people that we're trying to get from out of town to shop for their families, their loved ones, they'll know where to go. So it's exciting.
There may be a shop on the walking mall that you have always gone to for X. You may not know that they also have Y and Z, and this shopping guide is going to tell them when you see, oh, they have that there?
Yep.
It's going to be perfect.
Yeah, I'm super excited. And shout out to Lauren Fleming. She's the manager for Dividing Creek. She is way more talented at this stuff than I am. So she and I worked together and I said, here's what I want. We worked on how it's going to look and then she put it all together and it's just, I think it looks really great. So I'm excited for people to see it.
I will say when I looked at it the first time, I thought, oh, Brady didn't do this.
No. I'm happy to give that credit to where it's due. I'm great at managing people and projects and programs. I'm not great in Canva, and that's okay.
Yes, you are very much like me in that it is difficult to sit for long periods of time, and that's what doing good design requires.
Yes, and that's why it's great to have great people that you know.
Yes, and fantastic volunteers.
Oh, yeah. We got a ton of stuff coming up.
But let's start with WINdependent Weekend.
Shoot.
What is that? How long does it run? Give me the overview of that.
So WINdependent Weekend was started a couple years ago by, I guess, my predecessor, Alex Flanagan, which was really supposed to be a shop local campaign. The city loves to do a play on the name Winchester. It's so easy. But WINdependent is really celebrating Winchester. And given the Friends of Old Town boundaries, that primary, secondary district, that is really where we're honing in on. It's supposed to be your small business alternative to big box shopping, Black Friday, everything. So it's going to start the day after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 28th, and that's going to be Plaid Friday. So shout out to Christine Patrick because she definitely encouraged this one to happen mall-wide, and I'm really happy that we're doing it. But we're going to have some plaid bows throughout the mall. I think the mall looks really beautiful already with all the lights and the trees. We're going to add some little plaid pizzazz, and that is really going to be the first push. That's when you're going to come to the Friends of Old Town table, which I haven't announced where it's going to be yet, but I will soon. I'm waiting on the weather to see what that's going to look like. But you'll get a free Friends of Old Town WINdependent Weekend tote bag to put all your goodies in. That will include the physical copy of the holiday shopping guide. It will also include a couple buttons about being a friend of Old Town, but then also have the most important part, which is going to be your retail bingo card, which you will take throughout the entire mall and mark it up and then submit it to enter into a raffle. I haven't announced the prize yet because I want it to be very special, but at the end of your weekend shopping, you will be entered to win an Old Town specific raffle, and that is Plaid Friday. After that, we move right into Small Business Saturday, which is the 29th, and this is where you're going to see most of the businesses doing their own thing. I believe Moonphased has a vendor pop-up on the south end of the mall that day.
Nice.
The Ivy Room, they have a little pop-up going on over there with Laura's Lemonade. That's also going to be the first anniversary for Fair Isle's Trading Company.
That's right.
So they're going to have, I saw the shepherd's pie and bourbon, so I might be there all day. I don't know.
I always start there because Donnie and Kaylee have done that little holiday market.
Yes.
And I usually start there.
Yep.
And then work my way up and down either side of the mall. But now, I may not make it away from Fair Isle.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to walk after stuffing myself with that shepherd's pie, but I'm so happy Adam and Stephanie are here. So there's going to be things like that throughout the day. One other thing that we've done this year is we partnered with the EDA, and they're sponsoring us as a co-sponsor to help get free parking passes for businesses to hand out throughout the weekend. So we're going to have about 750 2-hour free parking passes.
Get out.
That I'll hand out to the businesses to talk about, hey, when somebody comes in on Plaid Friday, say either stay longer, come back tomorrow. It's free garage parking. The meters will be free for the weekend, but this is for the garages too. Just a little extra incentive to try to get people to stay longer, shop downtown. And then we're still going to do like a Sunday shop and stroll, come out for brunch, stay for dinner, keep shopping. And then Monday, December 1st, is going to be the Old Town tree lighting and Christmas parade. So I would keep an eye on the city's Parks and Rec websites and Facebook pages because they will have all the information about that. I know the roads will close about 5:30 on the 1st. Parade starts at 7, I believe, but that should be fun.
Oh yeah, Conyer and I talked about the Christmas parade a couple of months ago when he was on the show, and we talked a little bit about how he has to limit the number of entries because the route isn't massive and you got to be able to fit everybody on there, and you don't want it running until 10, 11 o'clock at night because you want it to be done in time to light the Christmas tree
Right.
and all of the other things.
It's almost like a pre-New Year's Eve lighting. Do it like right at 11:59. The tree's there now. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's
I haven't.
It's not lit up or anything yet, but it's next to Willie Sutton's, and it looks really nice to walk by and see it.
The lights downtown, I think, are just magnificent. I know that Justin and I talked a couple of years ago when they first went in. And that was through some sort of grant, but now they're wrapping the trunks. I've seen so many pictures that people have posted on their social media of standing at one end of the mall or the other. It's just so beautiful. Just to walk down here, you feel like you're in this magical place.
Yeah, they leave the lights up year-round, up in the actual limbs they do, but the trunks they take off during the rest of the year and then wrap them. I live off the south end of the mall, and so coming down Loudon, before you turn onto my street, you can look clearly down the mall, and it looks beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It's inviting, and so that's what you want it to be. I'm super happy that the city has kept in with that, also so that I don't have to get up and hang more pumpkins and stars. And
How did that go, taking all those pumpkins down? Is it easier than putting them
It was
all
actually
up?
easier, and I did it by myself, which was very nice to just put my AirPods in and just unwind and take these pumpkins down. I think there's still one hanging up that I'm trying to use as like my silent protest. So the holiday shopping guide is helpful because it's also going to push us into Winter Village, which I know you and Justin probably talk about.
He's on the show giving all the details for that tomorrow as people are listening today.
Perfect. But it's going to be a really fun time. There's tons of vendors. There's going to be the horse-drawn carriage.
Mm-hmm. He even talks a little bit about the fact when you mentioned Moonphased a few minutes ago, she's doing her own thing down on the south end where she's got a bunch of the people that sell their items in her shop that are going to do pop-ups.
Yeah.
So again, it's bringing more of that traffic to the south end of the mall as well.
Yeah, it's like what we did with Kids Fest, where we were worried about how you were going to fit this, and you don't want anything to be too spread out where people feel like they're left out as a vendor. So like last year, Taylor Pavilion is a great spot. I'm excited for what that's going to look like when our project is done. But when you put a vendor up there and like 4 or 5 and the rest are down on the mall proper, you do kind of leave them out. So Justin and I worked with Megan at Moonphase to say, hey, if you can bring 10 to 15 vendors in, we can stretch that up the mall too, and then the other vendors are all seamlessly intertwined. So I'm excited. It was a really great time last year. I think it brings a lot of people downtown, and I'm excited to help out and figure out how to not only bring the people downtown, but push them into the different stores, which I think the shopping guide will help with a lot.
100%. Let's take a break. Where can people go during the break to download the shopping guide?
They can go to friendsofoldtown.org, and then it will also be all over our social media pages.
Okay, but wait, there's more.
There's always
so
more.
We're going to cover more of that when we come back. We're sitting recording today at Winchester Brew Works. Brady Cloven is here with me. He is, of course, the executive director at Friends of Old Town. We'll learn about more holiday happenings in Old Town Winchester when we come back in just a couple of minutes.
Okay, I don't think Janet knows I'm recording this. She just stepped away to get another cup of coffee, so here's my chance. Hey everyone, it's Andy from the United Way of the Northern Shenandoah Valley. And yes, Janet, if you're hearing this, surprise, we're still celebrating the Valley Today's 2500th episode and this awesome community fundraiser you came up with. Here's the deal. Between now and the end of the year, it's Janet's goal to raise $2,500 to support the great work of the nonprofits in this community. If you give just $25 or more, you're going to be entered into a chance to be a guest on the show with Janet. If you give $250 or more, we'll make you a commercial just like this one that will air on the Valley Today podcast. So go to givebutter.com/The Valley Today right now before Janet realizes that I've hijacked her airtime. She's walking back in, cup of coffee in hand, gotta go. Remember to donate between now and the end of the year and support the great work of so many nonprofits and celebrate 2,500 episodes of The Valley Today.
Welcome back to the Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. We are sitting talking to Brady Cloven today. He is the executive director at Friends of Old Town. We're sitting at Winchester Brewworks. Community meeting is about to happen as we're recording, Brady, but you do these every month just on a variety of different topics for people to stay in the know about what's happening downtown.
Yeah, third Wednesday of each month from 3 to 4 at Winchester Brewworks. You can come grab a beer early and just hear about what's happening. Obviously, the one that we're about to have is more so geared to holiday and to year stuff. But throughout the year, we have PHW come by and talk about historical preservation. We have a bunch of community partners come in and talk about what they're doing within and outside of Old Town. And it's really just a time for business owners, residents, anybody interested in Old Town to connect. So yeah, please feel free to come. We'll have a new calendar posted. It's crazy to think that in a month and a half we'll have 2026 on everything.
I started my 2026 show calendar 2 months ago. Can you believe that? People are saying, oh, can I get on your calendar for February? And I'm like, I don't even know what those dates are for 2026
You're almost like
yet.
a tattoo artist, right? Like, I haven't opened up the book yet.
That's exactly right. The community meetings are also great because it also highlights those community partners that you have, because you could not do this all on your own. You are a staff of one with a ton of volunteer committee members, and you have a board and things like that, but you need other people to come in and say, hey, what can we do to help you? The holiday shopping guide's a perfect example of that.
Yeah, definitely could not do this type of work alone. And we have about 50 volunteers throughout 4 different committees. We have subcommittees for all that. So you have your fundraising, you have your design and marketing, which I am so thankful for. My specific subcommittee of Canva people. These meetings are a great way to, we always talk about being a friend of Old Town doesn't mean that you have to sign up and give your life away. You don't have to sign a contract in blood. You don't have to be here 10 hours a week, even if it's just sharing something on Facebook, even if it's saying, hey, I can't do this, but I know this person who might be interested. That's how all of this works. So
I fully expect after the show airs, I better see that holiday shopping guide being shared by all of my friends. I want to see it 400 times in my Facebook newsfeed. So I'm calling out my friends right now.
All right.
I'm going to be watching you.
You are on the promotions committee. So
It's true. Don't know that I have made a meeting in forever,
you made one.
but I'm doing my part. I'm trying it.
Yes, this is promotions.
The other way that it comes in really handy too is the businesses themselves that are involved in Old Town Winchester. You were telling me about the cookie crawl that probably wouldn't happen without Need Bread either. So the businesses get really invested in what you're doing in the promotions as well.
Yeah, it's been super fun. You have a really good mix of businesses that are here and have been here for a few years, who have seen the different versions of the Main Street program come through, have seen things that work, that don't work, or maybe things that just weren't executed the right way. And then there's a ton of new people here who have fresh ideas from where they used to have their business or how they want to run their business. So sometimes it can be fun to manage a bunch of emotions and personalities, but it's really great because at the core, it's just people caring about Old Town, and that's what we're all working towards. And so the cookie crawl is a perfect example. I actually poached this off of another Main Street community in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Ours is free though this year, but the concept is pretty simple. We're partnering with Need Bread Bakery, who, I mean, if you haven't been there, you need to go.
Outstanding.
But they are going to make about 500 cookies
Get out.
that we're going to then partner with different retailers. And this is really supposed to be your retail stores specific, where you'll put cookies in, you'll get a box, and you will get a map, and you will go to each of these different places and get a cookie at each place. And then at the end of that, you'll be entered in for another raffle specific to Old Town, and you get to eat delicious cookies.
You get cookies,
Yeah,
right? You had me at cookies.
Right, you'll be able to get your copy of your shopping guide. You'll be able to go into these spots that have these great deals happening. You'll be able to get the cookie. And again, huge shout out to Need Bread for this, but I'm excited to see just the increased foot traffic. Half the battle is just getting people in a door.
And Santa's gonna be here.
Santa, so we're partnering with the city and the caboose on Kent Street. So Santa will be posted up at the caboose, I believe, from 2 to 7 p.m. that day. And so the cookie trail will lead you to the caboose. So you'll be there, you can get your picture with Santa, drop off your bingo card, and then go.
We talked a few minutes ago about WINdependent Weekend. I want to make sure, and I always try to reiterate this as much as I can during the holiday season, that if you can't get downtown during WINdependent Weekend, that doesn't mean you can't come downtown on the 13th or the week before Christmas. These things are still important and valuable. It's not like the business is going to close after WINdependent Weekend. Right. Shopping throughout the holiday season local is so incredibly important.
When you shop local, your money goes further, right? But also, this is the time of year, like this 6 week span, 6 to 8 weeks for the holidays, is when most small businesses make up to 40 or 50% of their annual income, right? So this is a super big time, especially with what's happening in the economy. We're not dumb. It's been a super hard year for small business that seems to only be getting worse. So really showing up and shopping local every day is the way to go. It doesn't have to just be on WINdependent Weekend. Sure, it's a really fun one to catapult it, but you can come down Wednesday, you can come down Tuesday, you can come down Sunday, Monday, any day. And I also want to say, I know that times are hard too, so even if you cannot financially support a business, there's more than one way to do it. You can share their promotions they're having, you can share the holiday shopping guide, you can go and like and leave a nice review for one of your favorite businesses. There's so many parts to being a friend of Old Town that don't even require you to open up your wallet.
I think there's also a huge misconception out there that all of the businesses, particularly on the Old Town Walking Mall in your primary and secondary districts, are expensive. And that's not the case either. I've gotten some really good deals at some of these places, but I would rather spend an extra 13 cents, which is usually about all that it equals out to be able to say, this is where I got it, and this is what this business owner does. They help Little League, they do this, and it's something unique than just buying something at Target or Walmart. Now, I spend a fair amount of money at Target and Walmart throughout the year, but I really try to focus more during the holidays in a gift-giving sense of shopping local, particularly here in downtown Winchester.
Oh yeah, I have a friend, lifelong friend, who we buy a book for each other every year. And sure, it'd be easy to just go on Amazon or go on whatever website and say, hey, here's this book. But now that I'm here and have Winchester Book Gallery, why wouldn't I go in there? And if I can't find something, I just ask Christine, be like, hey, here's what my friend has. Yeah, I think one of my first weeks in Winchester, I went into the book gallery and had them order me a book that they didn't have because I was like, oh, I don't see it. And they're like, what is it? And I said this, and it's like, cool, it can be here in a week. I was like, oh, perfect. But even like Tin Top, the art that happens in Tin Top, one, they host a bunch of other artists in there and people who make really great crafts. But Carrie and Neil also have all of their artwork in there, and that's their blood, sweat, and tears going into their own shop, right? Not just because I have this job, but I would want to spend my money with people that are my neighbors, that are my community, that I know that this dollar is going to come back and help sustain them.
And art, in my opinion, art is the best gift you can ever give to anybody, no matter whether they have been a friend of yours since childhood, whether it's your great aunt that you only see at Christmas, or somebody you met last week. You can never go wrong. And we have so many options for local art here in Old Town Winchester.
And the best part with art too is even if it doesn't make sense, you can just be like, oh, it's art, right? Like somebody's, what'd you give me? I gave you art. Yeah.
Yes. And most people, when I get it, it's like, okay, I got this because it had orange. Right. And I know you don't care what the actual image is, but it has a lot of orange. I will take it.
Now you know, you don't even need the holiday shopping guide. I went to get Janet for Christmas this year.
And speaking of Christine, so before I came to meet you, I stopped at Hideaway and got my coffee. And she has a little display there at Hideaway Cafe, the most genius idea. I had never seen it before until she started doing it. She does it in Winchester Book Gallery, but then she also has some at Hideaway Cafe, is the blind date with a book.
Oh, yeah.
And I did not realize until I was standing there waiting for Greg to make my mocha that she can do those as like bulk. You can call her up and say, hey, I've got 15 teenagers in my family that I want to get them something, but I don't want to spend $40 or $50 on each one. She can find the perfect book, wrap them all up in brown paper so that you don't even know what the book is, and then hand them out. I think that is such a genius idea.
That's the funny thing too, because Christine is what I was talking about earlier, one of those people who has had a business here for X amount of years that is really good at giving feedback and advice, be like, hey, this didn't work this way, but maybe go this way. So when we were talking about the holiday shopping guide, she was like, how many categories can I have? And I was like, as many as you want. And she's like, that's dangerous. Just tell me how many. I was like, all right, 4 or 5. And then she sent them to me. I was like, oh, this works perfectly.
Oh, yeah. And she's who I was thinking of as well, because people think of her as the bookstore, but they forget that she has note cards, and she has, there are all these other things that she has within the store that sometimes you don't think about because it says book gallery in the name.
Right. Yeah. No, we've got a ton of great businesses down here. Over 200 just on the mall in that primary, secondary district alone. So a lot of them are looking for the support this year. So
my favorite thing about all of this is how walkable it all is. You and I have had this conversation before. I always park on the south end because usually there is a space in the Discovery Museum parking lot. So I just park there, stop at Hideaway, I get my coffee and work my way this way. But then when I get to the mall, I can make a right and go see Need Bread. I can go see Dawn.
Cheers, my dear.
Yes,
yeah.
I can go that, or I can go left and go to Scarpa Alta. I can go to Kimberly's. It's everywhere and it's all walkable.
Yeah, it's a great town to live in.
Where can people go get all of the details for all of the things?
So the best spot to go to for the WINdependent Weekend, Winter Village, Cookie Crawl is going to be social media. So if you go to Friends of Old Town on Facebook, and if you go to Friends of Old Town Wink, WINC, on Instagram, we'll have all that there. We're also sharing the different promotions that all the businesses are doing. And then if you want to know about more of the broader community events that are happening, Bostrikov doing the Nutcracker Ballet, you can go to our website, which is friendsofoldtown.org, and then has the community events calendar, which is on there as well. And then come to a community meeting every third Wednesday from 3 to 4 at Winchester Brewworks and learn more there.
Hey, I'm watching as people are coming in. Lavenda is here from the Winchester SPCA. Dorcas is sitting next to her. I'm seeing people that I know. I'm excited.
Yeah, Officer Sloan just walked in. I think this is the most quiet I've ever seen this group when they walk in.
Because we have microphones.
Right,
and they're like, what is going on over there? Thank you for taking the time, and I appreciate it. I'm excited to sit through the meeting.
And I can't wait to give you your first holiday shopping guide.
I am so excited. I am beyond excited. I will be back tomorrow. As I said earlier, Justin Kearns is going to join me and give us all the details for Winchester Winter Village, so meet me back here for that just a few minutes after noon.